Okay, hello everybody. We are going to go ahead and get started. This is the May 2019 user meeting. If you haven't already, please enter your agency into the chat box so we know who is participating. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me share my screen. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen now. All right, so here's our agenda. We have another staffing update for you. We're going to briefly go over the virtual front door, as well as system performance report corrections, an annual assessment report, an update on the Hick and Pit, user account cleanup, some updates and clarity, and the emergency shelter project performance report. And if you have any specific questions you want to go over in HMIS or anything else, we can talk about that at the end. So first, staffing changes, a quick update. Layla's last day was actually this past Friday. So just an update to let you all know that she's no longer around. So if you're not getting messages from her anymore, that is why. Also, just please be patient with us since we are continuing to be short-staffed since this position is vacant, and we're working on getting somebody in as soon as we can. All right, so the virtual front door. So this is something new that we're actually starting today. And this is for families that call the 211 helpline, so they'll be able to be linked directly to the correct agency to assist them wherever they are in the family coordinated entry process. Whether they're already on the coordinated entry prioritization list or not. We've been working with the Family Solutions Collaborative on this for a little while now. And in order to be added to the family coordinated entry list, if they are not already on there, the eligibility is that the family needs to be homeless in Orange County. It should be either a pregnant woman or households with children where the adults in the household have at least 50% custody of those children. And then really quickly to give you an update on what the process looks like. So the family will call the helpline, and then after determining that the family meets the eligibility requirements, they'll be transferred to the housing intake specialist. So once the housing intake specialist gets verbal consent from the family, she's going to search for the client in HMIS, and if they aren't already in HMIS, she's going to create a record for them. And then she will send an email to the agency with a link to their HMIS record and ask that agency to follow up. And then she'll also be entering the client's contact information, any notes outlining any other referrals that were able to be provided to the family. And she'll also be entering a service just for reporting purposes. So if the client is not already in HMIS, it would mean that the client is not involved in the family coordinated entry system at all. So the client would be referred to the access point that is serving the geographic location that the family is located in. If the family is already in the family coordinated entry process, the housing intake specialist will be looking at the client's history page and figuring out where they are in the process, and then referring the client back to their whatever agency they've been working with. So if they are waiting for a housing opportunity, or they've completed a VI SPDAT, or they just have an enrollment in the family coordinated entry process, but they haven't done a VI SPDAT yet, that would all go back to the access point. And then if the client is matched to a housing opportunity, they would be referred back to that housing agency. So like I said, this is just starting today, and the we wanted to let all of you know about this. So number one, you're aware of what our process is. And number two, so when you start getting emails from our housing intake specialist, whose name is Kim, you will know why. And also, as you're working with a client, you'll be able to see these updates in the client's history also. So you'll be able to see if other referrals were provided to your client from the helpline. You'll be able to see those as well as this VFD service. But keep in mind right now, this is only for families. Any individuals that call looking for housing opportunities are just being referred to the street outreach team to complete an assessment with the client. They are not being entered into HMIS right now. So this is only for families, and keep in mind that this is starting today, so there may still be some changes and feedback. So try and be patient with that as well. I'm looking right now to see if I have any questions. What are the hours of the housing intake specialist? So her hours change a little bit, but it's usually during the day. But if she is not in the office, what the call center is doing is they are scheduling a follow-up time so that when Kim's back in the office, she can call that family back and then go through this process with them. But her hours, they change a little bit, but they're normal business hours during the day. Any other questions on the virtual front door? All right, I'm not seeing any, so I'm gonna keep moving, and then if anything comes up, feel free to enter it in the chat and we can talk about them as they come up. Okay, so next is Assistant Performance Report Corrections. Let's see. Casey?
Yes. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the system performance corrections, you should receive them today, and you'll get an email from us as well as a message in HMIS with a link to your password and the spreadsheet for you to download. Those corrections will be due on Wednesday, May 15th. Over here. Okay. And do we have any questions about system performance report corrections?
I'm not seeing any.
Okay.
Oh, we got one. Who will receive the email with the corrections?
It will be whoever we have on file as your agency administrator, all the agency administrators.
And the only exception would be if your agency doesn't have any corrections.
Right.
Which is unlikely but possible.
Yeah. They will probably have been reduced by the performance corrections we've been doing this year with the data meeting, but not completely done. So expect those later today. And next we have a new report for checking for errors in annual assessments. So this will be on your data analysis tab. It's called Annual Assessment Due. Just click Run. I'm not going to open it in HMIS because it doesn't work properly in the training site, and I don't want to accidentally show any client information. So this is a screenshot of the parameters that you'll see. You shouldn't touch any of these, even though I know it looks really weird. All of these years are here because that tells the report to look for annual assessment errors within these years. So don't touch these. You can touch this one, the active in project, if you're working on your APR, for example, and you want to look at annual assessments within your reporting period. You could add no to this, because if yes is here for active in project, this is only going to show you enrollments that are currently active. So we have it set up like this so you can kind of just get through what your current errors and then start working on any exited clients later. And then don't touch this one either. So we'll pretend I just downloaded this one. This is what the report will look like. And I'm just going to try to make it look a little nicer. And then to make this easier to go through, I would recommend doing a custom sort. So you would start with your client's unique identifier, add another level, and do DQ annual assessments, targeted annual assessment, oldest to newest. So that will change it so that you'll see all of the annual assessments for one client in one place. So this is all the same client, and this person has annual assessments due for all of these years. We will also write an article about this report and publish it probably later today. So this report's already available. I think I already showed this. Yeah, in your data analysis tab under the Orange County Clarity System Reports.
So the reason that we added this report is a lot of clients are missing their annual assessment, particularly when we're doing the project performance reports, the stayers with increased income. If a client has been active in your project for at least a year, they should have an annual assessment. And so this report is going to allow you to see which assessments are missing for those clients. So the spreadsheet that Casey showed, those are training clients, but it's there's a lot of missing assessments, right? So each of those rows represents an assessment that's missing for a client. And the reason that a client can have many is if they're enrolled for 5 or 6 years and they don't have any annual assessments, they need an assessment for each anniversary that they've been in the program. So that's why a client is showing up a bunch of times. So theoretically, if you are up to date on all your annual assessments, you'll run this report and it'll be blank. That's what you're looking for. And we did talk about at the data meeting possibly scheduling this report to be sent to the agencies. So if there's interest in that, please let us know. We can schedule that to go out. We just don't want to overwhelm the agencies with emails. Let me look and see if there's any questions. We got an agreement from one agency about the scheduling. But there's no questions. So I think that's it for this one. All right, so up next, we have a HCPIT update. Just a second. Elizabeth?
And, oh, hi everyone.
Yeah, go ahead.
So last meeting we mentioned the 2-in-1 OC sent sheltered PIT data to the County of Orange in March, and that the county would be in charge of all analysis and dissemination of information regarding the 2019 PIT. So we wanted to notify you that the County of Orange released a summary infographic, which has the results of the 2019 unsheltered and sheltered PIT counts. And they released that infographic at the April COC board meeting. So this infographic is available on our website. You can feel free to check it out on our most recent post, which is titled 2009 Point in Time Results, to view the data. Erin, would you be able to show them the post by clicking on our website link? So this is the most recent post, and if you click on the summary infographic of the 2019 point in time count link, you'll be linked to their release. And it just has information about the sheltered and unsheltered count and subpopulations and information by city. So if you have time and are interested, please feel free to go check this out from our website. And I just wanted to thank all the agencies that collaborated with 211 on the sheltered pit count. And as the county publishes more information, if they do publish more information, we will communicate that to you through user meetings, most likely. And that's it.
All right. Adriana? Hold on. Oh, there we go. All right, go ahead.
Okay, now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, hi everybody. Today I would like to talk to you about user accounts. Unfortunately, I don't have very good news for you today because our currently HMIS user licenses that we have under our contract with BidFocus are running out. So this means that we need to be very, very mindful with the amount of accounts that we have in the system. And in order to do that, we would like to ask you to review all the current active accounts that you have at your agency and let us know if there's any accounts that need to be deactivated because they are not on use right now. So in order to do that, we have created a chart that I would like to show you. Can I share my screen, Erin, please?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we just created a new chart under your user dashboard that some of you, or I think most of you have as the default home screen in HMIS. So if you go down and look under user data, you're going to see this new chart that is called user last visited date. And basically here you can see the list of all your active users, that you have at your agency. And when was the last time that they logged in? When was the last time they visited the system? So what we would like you to do is to review every single account and let us know if there's someone who needs to be deactivated because they are not in use. This will be really helpful for us because we can clean up all the accounts and we can make room for other accounts that are needed. So basically, that's what we would like you to do. You will have access to this chart now. I think it is already posted. And if you have any users that need to be deactivated, please send us tickets, send in the user revocation of access form. And yeah, that's it for me, I think. Any questions?
All right. I am not seeing any questions. And just to kind of let everyone know what the plan is, we're trying to make sure that the accounts are up to date, so we have a true count of the accounts in use and what's needed. Once we reach the total users that are currently included on our contract, we may need to start talking about like a pricing plan for user accounts. So the longer we can put that off, the better. So please do take a few minutes to look at your user last visited spreadsheet or look that's on the dashboard. But we'll keep everybody updated as updates occur on that and changes occur. All right, I'm not seeing any questions.
Oh, one thing I would like to add, pay close attention to the uses that are on the top of the chart because they are the ones, because all the dates are first. So they are the ones that haven't been logged in for a while. So most unlikely you're going to be able to to see who needs to be deactivated here in the first rows of the chart.
Okay.
Okay, so I will stop sharing.
Myra? Uh-oh. Myra? Just 1 minute. We're having a technical difficulty with Myra. Hold on just a second.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good. Do you want to share your screen, or do you want me to share my screen?
You can share my screen. Just the slides are pretty.
Okay. Just 1 second.
The front one. Yeah. Okay. Can you see everything fine? Okay. So Clarity has given us some enhancement to an existing feature, which I will go ahead and show you right now. This month, they've given us an enhancement on the location tab. So I'll just go ahead and click on here. So regularly, I believe you weren't able to add like a location date. So now you're able to note when it was that you saw this client at a typical area and just go ahead and save those changes as regularly. And we are also able to get a contact tab right there. And this would be used for if you want to update any client information and share amongst other agencies. You do have the capability of making this private or noting that it's no longer an active contact as well. So you can add email, address, or not address, phone number. And we do have some customization feature that allows us to add what type of contact it is that you're adding. So like client's parents, client's doctor, things like that nature. So I do want to add a poll in here that I worked on just so we kind of get an idea of what kind of client type, contact types you want featured on this page. So Erin, would you be able to share that poll?
Yeah. All right. So what we're asking is that on the contact page, what other contacts for a client would you like to be able to add? So I'm launching the poll. Hopefully all of you see it now. So these are some ideas we had for the types of contacts you may want to be able to see for a client or enter for a client. So please take a minute and you can vote for the ones that you like, and you can vote for multiple. If any are of interest to you or useful, please make those selections now. And we don't currently have an option to say something along the lines of, we don't need this, but if that's how you feel and you don't mind sharing that, go ahead and put that in the chat. Just so because if it's not useful, we would like to know that too. All right, I'm going to give it 1 more minute for people that might still be voting. All right. Let's see, I'm going to end the polling. You should be able to see the results. So most of you said a spouse partner would be helpful to add. Case manager was also high up there, and really family members and friends also all kind of got mixed responses. We did get a comment saying, could we also include emergency contact? That may be a good way to kind of encompass some of the other options if we just had an emergency contact option and then maybe like a case manager option. So we can add those in, and the contact tab is available now. And for those of you involved in the family coordinated entry system, you know that we currently have phone number and email on the enrollment screen. And we are working on moving that data over to the contact tab because it really is, it's more appropriate there and makes more sense there. And also, once we do that, you'll be able to get a notification if someone's added to the queue and they don't have that contact information. So we are working on that with BitFocus right now, and we'll update everybody once that's been completed. So Myra?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yeah, do you want to share your screen again?
No, I think that's fine. That's it for the updates on the clarity features. So we can go back to the slides.
All right.
All right, so now the Data and Performance Committee will be meeting on Thursday, May 9th at 1 p.m. at the Village in the CASA training room to discuss project performance reports for emergency shelters. So if your agency manages any of them, please be in attendance. You will be receiving your project performance report early next week, so please keep an eye out for that as well.
Yes, and the meeting's at 1:30, not 1. All right, so I'm looking to see if we have any questions right now. I'm not seeing any questions right now, but that was all of the topics we had for today. If you have any burning questions about HMIS or anything else, or if there's anything you want us to show maybe as a quick demo, we can do that. Please type that in now. If you haven't already, please enter your agency's name into the chat so we know who's participating also. And I'll give it a minute in case some questions are coming in. We got a question. Is it normal to have other agencies' staff listed on our user caseload list on our dashboard? ISIS, without seeing it in front of me, my guess would be that that's under the Family Solutions Collaborative. And in that case, yes, because users from different agencies are all accessing that same agency and entering client data. So that would be my guess on why you're seeing that. If you are not under the Family Solutions Collaborative, we can look at that with you. So please enter a ticket with the HMIS Help Desk, and we can work through that. But if it's Family Solutions Collaborative, then yes, that is normal. Let's see. We got a question about creating an HMIS account. So if your agency, Jesse, is already in HMIS, then you will have agency administrators at that agency. and they would be the ones to request an HMIS account for you through our help desk. And they can let you know the trainings that need to be completed and everything in order to do that. If your agency is not an HMIS and you would like to join, you would have to enter a ticket with the HMIS team to request that. And let me show you where that is really quick. Our website is ochmis.org. And under HMIS Help Desk, you would click on Submit a Ticket. And again, this is only if you are not already in HMIS and you would like to join. If your agency is an HMIS, you should be going through your agency administrators to create an account. All right, let's see. I don't see any more questions coming in. So I'm going to go ahead and end the webinar. We will be sending out a copy or a recording of this webinar as well as the minutes this week, and as well as the date for the next user meeting, which will be at the beginning of June. If anything comes up between now and then, please enter a ticket with the HMIS Help Desk. And thanks everybody for coming, and have a great day. Bye.